Hello, everybody, and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43, and tonight, continuing our American Freedom Week, we are back in the Iowa, and we are going to be on Trident. Now, this is a map I haven't run into a whole lot lately, but it is nice seeing it again, except it is a domination, so we are going to have to be careful. Now, there are 2 enemy destroyers, there are 2 enemy cruisers, and the rest are battleships. So this is going to be one of those brawler kind of games, you know what I'm saying? Now, we spawned on the weak side of our spawn. And this is something you got to realize. We've talked about it multiple times. This is one of those maps especially that really is affected by weak side versus strong side. So you've got to be careful. You don't want to put yourself in a bad position early and get yourself into trouble. But you definitely want to make sure that you're taking advantage if the enemy decides not to push their advantage. So we're going to, win our side. That's our goal. And right off the bat, we've got a Leon spotted, broadside on, and we're going to take a full salvo. Shot out. Oh my god, that dispersion is looking real juicy. Wait for it. Pow! We get 3 hits, and it's a lackluster 9500. It's unfortunate. I thought we were going to get a lot better shot out of that. It looked good initially, but, that's the way it goes sometimes. Now, we are going to push forward a little bit. We've got a Benson out there. We've got a battleship in front of us. All 3 of us are in a position to do some damage here if we can get away with it. Now, I couldn't shoot the Iowa. We're a little bit too close to the mountain. But Leon's looking like he's about to do something stupid, so we're just waiting for it. Sometimes you just let the enemy make their mistake and try to capitalize on it. And this Leon just feels like he hasn't had enough damage taken yet. So we're going to see if we can't oblige him. And I think this is a much better shot. Or at least I thought it was going to be a much better shot. And then it just turned around and it just right up the old prop shaft on me and kind of screwed me over. But we managed to kill the enemy Benson right off the bat. Not we, but the friendly Lightning managed to kill the enemy Benson, which is always a plus. And we take a pretty nasty Citadel from this Massachusetts who thought he was being pretty sneaky. And in fact, he was being pretty sneaky. Right up until he hit me for a Citadel hit. Then we go ahead to hit him back, and I think we're going to get a pretty decent hit out of it. Yeah, a little 12,500 damage, getting a little bit back. Not too shabby. He definitely hit us harder, but that's going to force him out away from his island, and he's no longer going to sit there. And that's when I notice the York is out here broadside on, but we have torpedoes en route, so no need to shoot him. He's going to die because those torpedoes are... Oh my god, that dispersion was disgusting. Yeah, that was a much better salvo. About time the Leon gets punched. And the Scharnhorst managed to take down the York. But the Scharnhorst also goes down because everybody's just launching torpedoes everywhere and throwing their ships away. I don't know why everybody just seems to be in a rush to throw their ships away lately, but it just seems like that's a thing. Like everybody just wants the match to be over with as soon as they log in. And then Leon is like, well, he hit me pretty hard the last time. I might as well just give it up. And so he goes full broadside. And I don't know what I did to deserve it, but I'll take it. And of course, French magic bullets managed to come back and hit me pretty hard, and then I get nothing out of hitting him while he's broadside on. I only get 2 penetration. Pretty pathetic if you ask me. I don't know. It sometimes makes you wonder, how some people can get away with being broadside in the dumbest things. Like, a Leon should have no chance versus an Iowa broadside. Zero chance. And yet he can do more damage with HE shooting at me while I'm battle tanking than I can do with my super heavy armor-piercing 16-inch guns into the broadside of his ship. Because I can't hit him at 6 kilometers, even though the Iowa class is the most accurate battleship ever created. Ever. Nobody's going to argue. Trust me. The Iowa class battleships were the most modern battleships built during the war, and they had the best radar and all of the fire control systems. It was fantastic. If you've never watched the ship, there's a YouTube channel, and that's a nice salvo looking at the Bismarck. A little bit front heavy on it, but not too bad. 4,700. There's a YouTube channel called Battleship New Jersey. It is a museum curator who does daily uploads. I believe it's daily uploads. Different topics about the New Jersey, which is an Iowa-class battleship, if you didn't know. And also comparing it to other ships around the world. And so I highly recommend it if you guys like to hear the history of the ships, and that dispersion is disgusting. But once again, they're going to get away with just giving me just nothing. Like 10,000 damage. Should have been Deletion City, but, you know, they're going to get away with it for now. But Bismarck's going to get behind the island. We're going to try to get some more damage here. I'm trying not to push too far out, but you can see this Colorado's about to give me a beautiful shot, so we're about to take some off of him, and he's... Why? Why did they go broadside? And of course, we didn't realize it until just now that we shot through the mountain, so we're not going to get crap out of this because of that. Even though it looks like the shells are still going, they're null as soon as they go through the island. So... if you ever see shells coming through the island, or you're shooting through an island and you're wondering why they're splashing through the target and you're not getting anything, that's why. It's a feature that Wargaming put in because of this. They can't... it's easier for them to make sure that the shells do no damage that pass through the island than it is to actually patch it to where they don't go through the island. But anyway, Bismarck comes out, again giving me the most beautiful broadside ever. Right now, if I was actually getting decent RNG, and that's finally looking like a good salvo... yeah, that was a better salvo, but at another 9,900. Like, I feel like I'm getting robbed on just overall damage. Like, this ship should be ripping these guys apart for giving me broadside, and it's just, like, not happening. It's like, nope, sorry, we're not going to allow you to do any damage today, Spartan. I know you really love your Iowa, and you've got a double dispersion build and all of that good stuff, but we're just going to say no. And look at this. Look at this. They look good. And we get a huge hit into the superstructure that time, getting a much better result than 10,000 or 9,000 on the Bismarck. Forcing him to turn away, he turns away from the torpedoes. Our destroyer has kind of come back towards me, but is firing his guns so that he's going to be continuing to be shot by the Bismarck. And we're going to try to get another good shot into the Bismarck superstructure as he starts to angle away from us. And we're going to start pushing our advantage over here. Now, we're about half health, so we've got plenty of hit points left to take on some people. And, of course, we don't manage to hit him. Whether it was me just underestimating his speed coming out of a turn, or just bad dispersion, I don't know. It looked like they landed a little bit behind the Bismarck on that one. But we've got, I believe, Iowa and Colorado still over here. Maybe it's just the Iowa. And, yeah, Colorado's headed towards the back island. Iowa comes around, giving me too much. He is turning towards me, but look at that dispersion. Like, I felt like I was getting really good dispersion, but I just wasn't getting rewarded for it. It was really obnoxious to hit an Iowa that was mainly broadside. Yeah, he started to turn in a little bit, but only hit him with 2 shells when they come out of the guns looking like they're going to, like, touch one another. Like, it makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. But as you can see, Bismarck's not doing nothing to me. Like, his armor piercing is crap. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The German battleship armor piercing is just hot garbage. It can do really well, but if you're angled at all, like, it just shatters and bounces off the ships. Does nothing. And so, right now, I'm trying to push towards the Iowa and see if we can't get a little bit closer so that this dispersion quits screwing me. Because right now, I'm not feeling very good. We've got 80,000 damage, but we could have so much more if it wasn't for the game going, screw you, Spartan! And so now we're going to show you how to fight an Iowa. You can see I'm aiming at the second gun turret. We want to shoot up there because we can hit the superstructure as well and potentially knock out a gun. We didn't manage to knock out a gun, but we did get a couple of penetrations on the superstructure. And so I think we ended up with about 6,000 damage in that salvo. And we're going to close the distance. Once again, not straight bow tanking, but kind of off to the side, but not giving him too much side so that he gets easy penetrations. The Iowa is very well armored. Believe it or not, despite everybody knowing that a broadside Iowa is a dead Iowa, like the Iowa other than that, when it's not flat broadside, is actually pretty tanky. But as you can see, it's got that huge superstructure that you can just chunk for lots and lots of damage. And so we're going to start pushing in. Bismarck's still coming around the corner, and if he gives me the opportunity, I'm going to try to punch him in the mouth and take him off the board here. We're up to 104,000 damage done. We've done pretty well, despite our lack of RNG in this one. And look at this shot. Like, come on. What are you guys doing out here? Like, you're making my job way too easy. And that was nasty. And finally, we get the justice we deserve. Now, come on. Let me have this one last time. He's going flat broadside to me. He fires his gun so early that I have the easiest Easiest shot in the world. Rear turret of justice before we get the main guns loaded. We take the shot and we citadel him, but only once. He's on fire. He's going to go down, unfortunately, before we get reloaded. Could have had a nasty, nasty ending there to get rid of both those ships, but just wasn't in the cards. 135,000 damage, though. Considering how bad we were getting robbed on the RNG, with over 2,000 base XP, not too shabby. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.